Hey there, happy Monday. Laura here, your productivity and balance mentor from Managing Myself. I've got a couple of questions for you today. Firstly, how long is your to-do list? And secondly, how old is the oldest item on the list? I was chatting with somebody in the office last week and he was complaining that he has a very long to-do list and it's just never ending because every time he ticks a task off, 3 more join the end of the list. Now, this is, I'm sure, something that we have all experienced. And what I'd like to say is that the mistake that we're making is that this list that's 3 pages long is not the end of the process. It's a very important part of the process to make a list of all the things that you want to get done, but that's not the end of the process. So there's many ways in which we're all keeping track of our to-do lists, and what I'm going to talk about is less to do with the method you're using to capture your to-dos. There are people that like paper, there are people that use a calendar system, there are people that want to use a task manager. There's many ways to capture your to-do list, but the important thing about this is the way in which you're structuring your to-do list. So the first thing I want you to do is to take your to-do list and to prioritize it. So once you have this big long list of the things that you need to get done, you need to prioritize that list. So go through and structure the list in such a way that you're pulling out the most important things. Now, there may be things on this list that have been languishing there for ages, and they're more aspirational tasks. And they're unlikely to get done and certainly won't get done within the next week, for example. So those kinds of tasks you want to move onto a separate list, which I like to call a someday maybe list. There may be tasks on your list that ought to be delegated. You're not the best person to be doing them. There's all sorts of things on there that somehow aren't the most important things. They're just not the things that you need to be focusing on right now. So what you need to do is prioritize your list, and then each day you're just going to pull out, I like to say, a maximum of 3 things which are your top priority tasks, the most important things that you need to get done in any one day. So pull out those things, and those things form your to-do list for that day. That's the absolute key. This long list of tasks that you've got building up, this is not your to-do list. It's a master task dumping ground. It's not a to-do list. The to-do list is your very deliberate selection of the prioritized tasks from that list that you want to be getting done today. So pull out the things that are the most important. And then the second point is to schedule those things onto your calendar, because what gets scheduled gets done. It's so easy to come up with this list of 3 things that you're going to get done in any one particular day, and then you get to the end of the day and you haven't done any of them. But it's no wonder you haven't got any of them done, because you actually spent 6 of your 8 hours in meetings that day, and so there was no way you were ever going to have the time to do the particular tasks that you wanted to do. So make sure that you understand how long each task is going to take, assign enough time to do them, and actually physically schedule a meeting with yourself on your calendar to get those tasks done. And this way you'll be ticking the things off your to-do list that are the most important, and you'll be really feeling like you're making progress and you're gaining momentum as you go. So those are my tips for today. Firstly, prioritize your task list, and secondly, schedule the things that you want to get done onto your calendar. And finally today, would you like to reclaim a whole extra hour in your day? If you do, head over to bit.ly/reclaim an hour, where you can download my guide to reclaiming an hour of your day. And then head over to the Work Life Success community over on Facebook and let me know how you're going to spend your extra hour. That's it for this week. I'll see you next time. All the best.